What's going on? It's been a long time since I've gotten to talk to you all. Going through a lot of things, but here I am today. We are ready to possibly hop back on the Pokemon live stream train. But for now, I'm here to talk about my experience and my matches going into our most recent regional at Pittsburgh. Right, so I did have a great time. Got some new merch. Shout out Pokemon for letting us all have some time to purchase all that. We got ourselves, of course, our free promos right here with Team Rocket's Giovanni with our stamp over here. We, of course, got our regular playmats, which I will possibly show you all later. Okay, but let me just go ahead and hop into it. I'm going to show you the deck that I played. Didn't do too great. I did go 3-3-2. So 1-3, lost 3, tied 2. All how you want to go about saying your win-loss records. But let's go ahead and hop into my quick little breakdown of the deck. So we see here, I went ahead and played Marnie's Grimmsnarl. I took most inspiration from the top tier Grimmsnarl decks that were on Limitless. I cannot remember exactly who I mostly net decked for this. I did switch out a couple cards. I did want to make sure Shane was in here. I really didn't want to deal with the Gardevoir matchups, especially Screamtail, but definitely didn't want to run into some issues with Teal Mask, or not Teal Mask, Wellspring Ogerpon and Terra Box or anything like that. So, or Raging Bolt, right? So I don't want them sniping my bench, especially if I'm trying to build up damage to Frostlass and Monkey Doors and stuff like that. Didn't want to bother with it, so I went ahead and put Shaman in there. I saw a lot of other decks were only running one rare candy, so I went ahead and added a second rare candy to the build, just to, once again, to encourage and allow me to play faster. There's a lot of times throughout matches that I was like, I needed, especially in practice, I was like, I needed an extra evolution. I just needed to evolve one more time, and I just couldn't get there because there was only one rare candy. I use it usually in the early to mid game just to put down pressure. And I could have used if I would have had one more, I could have probably finished off the game. So I decided to put a second rare candy in there. Once again, just to speed things up and provide pressure. That also allowed me to open up with a Team Evo to 2 Frostlass if I needed to. Or even gave me a quick mid-game second Grimmsnarl because maybe I TM Evo the first Morgrim out. So everything else is pretty much typical. Got Air Balloon, got Devo in there as some helpful retreat and some late game plays in the match. So everything else is pretty much typical in the deck. So I'm going to break down my matchups real quick. So let me pull them back up real quick here. So in my first matchup, we actually got there on time, got there, got in the venue, got sat down, got sat across from my opponent, and then we ended up sitting there for about 45 minutes to an hour waiting for everybody else to make it into the venue. That was probably the most what felt most time consuming part of the whole entire tournament. Was just like, hey, you're here, you're on time, now we gotta wait for everybody who's late or everybody still who's standing in line. So it was like they only told us every about 10-minute increments. Yeah, we're gonna postpone for another 10 minutes, postpone for another 15 minutes, whatever, and it ended up being about 45 minutes, almost an hour, till we started round 1. So it wasn't great, but it was fun. Did get to really interact with the players around us, my opponent. We all just talking, having a good old time about it. So it was not great, but it was enjoyable to say nonetheless. Okay, so that first matchup though, going in, it was me versus Dragapult. So Grimmsnarl versus Dragapult. It was quite interesting. We went into the first game. So once again, we sat there. We're all set up. We're waiting. We start game one, and we go into our match, and he starts Ursulina. He starts Blood Moon Ursulina, which like, okay, cool. And it was like, he said like, if he doesn't have, like, I had pretty much a good board setup. Don't ask me what it was. I cannot remember. I'm not that great of a player. I'm working on it. Working my player game retention. But it was like, I think I had like Impidimp in the active and make 1 or 2 bench Pokemon going into turn 1. And he literally said if his Latias was prized, it's game. I was like, okay, cool. He did his first deck search. It wasn't prized, so we're like, okay, let's go. But unlucky for him, he could only get 1 Dreepy out and Latias, and he had Blood Moon. So that was all he had on board for game 1. And then I just knocked out his Dreepy with his energy. He had to bring up Blood Moon or Latias, and he just go game 2. I was like, okay, sounds great. Game 2. Game 2 played out so much more traditional. So we made our plays going back and forth. I did manage to take the second game straight with him. So I went 2-0 into that game, winning that round. Did make my way up to the higher tables going into round 2. Played a Joltik Dango build. Oh man, that was a really good build, a really good deck against. Played a dude named Vaughn, great guy. Shout out to him. Seems like he played well looking at his record, so congrats to him. I did lose. We did go into a game 3 though. First one just kind of blew me away with Iron Hands. Second game, I managed to squeak it out, take the win. And then we only had like 10-ish minutes, maybe less, into game 3. And we played as fast as we could. We limited our conversation. I'm a big conversation person during games. But we limited our conversation, really focused in on the game. Went into turns. He needed 1 card, like 1 boss, and he pulled it out. And so congrats to him. It was a good game. So it was a win-loss for me. So I lost round 2, which is okay. Then I played in round 3. Round 3 was me against another Dust Dragapult or Dusknoir deck. So it was pretty cool. It was a good game. I did lose 2 straight, but both matches ended up really close, leading it to like 1 prize card for me. So it was like I took it as a learning experience against that deck, and he played really well. I just made 1 or 2 errors about damage manipulation with monkeys, causing him to take an extra prize or 2, leading him to those wins. So shout out to him. Appreciate it. It was a great learning experience against Dustbolt. Okay. Into round 4, played another Dustbolt deck. It was great. I actually ended up taking 2 straight with that one. Just managed to kind of wipe their boards of all their Dreepies game 1. Game 2, ended up just kind of barreling through their actives pretty well. So did not give them really a second chance to breathe. So take the 2 on round 4 straight. Okay, round 5 we ran into a Iron Hands Joltik. Oh man, this guy kind of wiped me almost immediately. Like, I think we were done with both games in like 25 minutes ish, like something like that. I just couldn't evolve fast enough, and with how heavy his options were between his energy acceleration, between Joltik and Crispin. He managed to set up Iron Hands. He managed to set up Pikachu EX. He had multiple attackers ready to go. It was just there was just no option. I was just trying to lock him into place, and I just couldn't. So congrats. Did take that L really quick, and that made me start to think, man, I should have tried. I didn't think about playing against that deck. I didn't think about practicing against the deck. I thought I had a pretty good matchup into it, but I just didn't. So that's kind of where that was at. Going into round 7 was fun. Yeah, round seven was fun. We ran into another Dango deck. I think I skipped something. I had round 5 and round 6 I flipped. I did have a match against a different Iron Hands Joltik deck, and I ended up squeezing out a tie with them. So that would have been my first tie of the day. Went into round 6, just got demolished, like I said. Round 7, it was a good match. I was playing against Dango. Managed to win the first one, lose the second one. I possibly could have just taken it and made us a tie the second game, or even just probably ended up pushing. Could have just picked up early into game 2, because I just couldn't get anything going. I should have just picked up game 2 and played a game 3 with them and had the chance to win, and possibly have got another win out of it instead of a tie. But it is what it is. And finished off with round 8. Oh my gosh, round 8 was so misshapen. Round 8 was just hilarious. With the guy I was playing with, he was a great guy, great person. Enjoyed it. He played Charizard. Excuse me. Charizard Polt, right? Or not Charizard Polt. Charizard Dusknoir. And man, the first game, like he couldn't get anything going. He's like, or I couldn't get anything going game 1. So I was like, I had like 3 energies in hand and like 2 or 3 trainers that were not usable. It was like Earth and Vessel and like Boss and maybe something else. But it was like, or like Counter Catcher. It was like Boss, Counter Catcher, and like energies. I was like, I can't do anything. So I attached pass, going first, and then he's like, okay. So he drew, attached, played his cards, played his turnout, got his bench kind of going and stuff like that, and I just drew. Looked at my hand, I top decked like another energy or something, and I was like, attach, filch, and I drew a card, and he's like, you sure? I was like, that's it? And he's like, yeah. I was like, that's it. And so he just evolved Charizard game 3 or game 2. Okay, and then pretty much the same exact thing happened to him that had happened to me in game 2 or game 1. So game 2, playing it, I set up my board. He attaches, plays like a Pokemon, and within like 3 turns, I just board wipe him. Going into game 3, those 2 games may have took like 7-8 minutes total. So we had like the majority of round 8 just to play out game 3. So which was fun. It was great. It was really a hard fought battle back and forth. And I enjoyed it. It was a real great game. So shout out to him. I appreciate him. I'm trying not to use names in this, so if you find me and I played you, awesome. If not, I know I didn't mention that I'm a streamer to anybody, so I doubt it. But if you know anybody who played at Pittsburgh, share my video to them and see if they played me. That would be awesome. I would love to see it. But that was pretty much my entire day of the crazy up and downs of when, like, it went win, loss, win, tie, loss, tie, win. It was crazy. I was just all over the place. It was fun. realizing that I probably should have went the Dango route, and played the Dango, Goldango Iron Hands. But I did feel 100% more confident in my ability with Grimmsnarl. I just play Grimmsnarl on live so much more than I've even touched Goldango in the past 6 months. So I'm definitely more of Marnie. But now with Megas coming out, I plan on seeing what's out there and seeing the options. So, of course, also, if you have any suggestions on decks or anything you really want to see about decks and gameplay, just go ahead and comment down below, and I'll see what we can get swinging on in the Mega era, is what I'm going to call it. So, thanks so much. I'm out. See you, Slingers.